Right, Simon, far from the ideal start to 2015, what was your assessment of today's performance from the sidelines?
I actually thought we started quite brightly for the first 10 or 15 minutes. Sadly, again, we were unfortunate with their first goal. One of their players missed it and it went to somebody else who seemed to come off her shin and just sort of trickled into the corner of the goal. Once again we got a little bit downhearted. They scored a second one again. It's just eternally frustrating that we're giving away silly goals having had a good start. And if we can get away from that, then we'll be so much better.
It was a tough opening FA Cup tie. Portsmouth are high flyers in our own league. What did you make of them and their setup this afternoon?
I think they've got one or two good players. They're physically quite strong. Having said that, I think there's areas in their team that we could have exploited a little bit better. 2-0 down just before the half time, we had a very good chance possibly to score. You get that. Maybe the second half maybe it's a little bit different, but in the end we sort of petered out. Didn't have enough about us, all told.
That kind of leads on to my next question. It was a very positive end-to-end start to the game, and at half time did you still feel there was plenty to play for?
As always, at 2-0, the next goal is the most important one. We stressed how we shouldn't make a mistake to concede the third, or if we got one we might go on and get back to 2-2, and sadly we made it was a poor goal we conceded, poor decision making really.
There was plenty of spirit in patches of the game, but were you disappointed in the second half in particular? You just didn't really ask enough questions of the Portsmouth defence and their goalkeeper.
I think the fact it was a little bit against the wind, and we just didn't press enough. We didn't have enough about us in terms of retaining the ball to actually put them under any pressure. And when we did get up there, we didn't have the pace to get beyond them.
Was there anything over the Christmas period that you worked on that you did see come out in today's performance that was a positive for you?
Little bits. It's very difficult because it's 4 weeks without a game, and we were struggling before the Christmas period in terms of our performance. And again, we needed the game today. Whether we should have a Christmas break with friendlies afterwards, I don't know. But we just needed a little bit more preparation in terms of game time, to be honest with you. But then again, they didn't have a game for 4 weeks either, so it works both ways.
And you've not been afraid to bring youth into the team when you felt it's appropriate. Bonnie Long made the step up to the first team today. How did you think she did today?
I think she did okay. A little bit frustrating in that she can't play next week because she's cup tied for the Kent Cup, because it would be nice for her to have a couple of games. But she did okay. And I think generally everybody did okay in places. We just don't string it together for 90 minutes. And that's the problem.
And obviously it's disappointing to be out of the FA Cup, but the girls are still in the Ryman League Cup and with the Kent semi-final next week. That's a big game for your side to bounce back.
Yeah, very much so. Very much so. We need to get a positive result next week. And as I've said before, we've played a lot of the top teams and we've played the teams below us. We haven't played the teams in the middle band, and they're games that we're going to have in February and March, and that's where I'll be looking to get points from.
And although Herne Bay are a lower league opposition, they will still be a tough test for your side here at Chatham Town next week.
Very much so, and we shouldn't underestimate them in any shape or form.
And is it a game you're looking forward to?
Yeah, of course it is. Yeah.
A chance to get in the final as well?
It's a chance to put in a good performance. And if we put in a good performance, then we'll win the game. If we win the game, we'll get in the final.
Brilliant, thank you very much.
You're welcome.